Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to our live stream. I'm Jen, and I'm here to host our live for today. We have a conversation lesson about the topic giving. This is the second part of a live stream that I did on Instagram. I will type in my Instagram handle later on so that you can find me there. Hello to everyone who's joining. Thank you for watching the replay. If you're here for the replay, hello, Sugar. Oh, Katarina. So you might hear from my voice. I don't feel 100% today. I am battling a bit of a cold. I pulled myself out of bed, and I have a lesson here for us today. Hello, Philippi, Madame. Welcome, dear. So I will try to be as spontaneous and fun as possible, but we all know how it is when we have a cold and we're kind of like there. For those of you who don't know me, I am from the United States. Hey, Alessio. And I live in Germany. I've been in Germany for over 20 years, and I teach conversation English. I travel the world, and everywhere I go, so many people tell me, I love learning English. It's fun. I just don't have the opportunity to practice it. Well, now you do. So this is your opportunity to come and hang out with me and our lovely community and practice the English language. And every week I have a new topic. Like I mentioned just a minute ago, our topic is giving this week. Hello, Lorena. Hello, welcome. And so our topic is giving. And so I'm going to give you my time. You give me yours, and let's do this. Let's pull up our first poll for today, and let's see what we've got. Here is our first poll. Okay, so how do you usually give back to your community? So when you volunteer, when you do something, or do you volunteer time? Do you donate money? Do you provide goods like food and clothing, or something else, something completely different? What can you tell me? How do you like to give back to your community? I wish you had a nice Thanksgiving. Thank you. Yes, we will not celebrate Thanksgiving today because it's just so much work. And now that I have this cold, I'm really grateful we decided not to. We'll actually do it in January. But thank you. Thank you very much for your kind wishes. And I wish everyone a lovely day too. So how do you like to give back? Do you like to volunteer time, donate money, provide goods like food and clothing, maybe toys at Christmas or at other times of the year? How do you like to be able to give back to your community? Is that important to you? Do you do that? I have to blow my nose. I'm sorry. We're going to have this a lot. I'm stocked here. We have this. For me, I donate clothes, but I wish I could give my time to people in need. And so, Philippi, Madame, who would you want to give time to? To elderly people, to young kids, to teenagers who need a little bit of guidance? Who do you think that you would like to help? I'm sorry. I'm going to try to do this like the least like elephanty and horrible that I can. I'm sorry. So for me, I would like to get into volunteering my time more. I find it really important to do that. I don't do it. I should. I feel bad about it because, because it's a nice thing to do. It's the right thing to do. I have no money, so I can't donate money. Provide goods so I can give my clothing and food. Hello, Michaela, dear. Shoot, this is a package for Peter. I swear to you. I don't know what it is. Every time I go live, then something has to happen. I will be right back. Please talk about things that you want to share. I'll be right back. I'm very sorry. 1 second. Hello. Yes. Was ist das? Okay, wie viel bekommen? Letters and phrases. Here you go. You can keep it in. I'm gonna listen. Schönen Tag. Tschüss. Hello, everyone. Oh, the queen of professionalism here. 8 of you have hung out here. If possible, I would like to give my time to children in need. Okay, great. Hello, everyone. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, packages, phone calls never happen unless, yeah, I'm on a live stream. If I'm in a live stream, that's when everybody wants to talk to me, and that's when things get delivered. It's really annoying. I don't know how to change that, but here we are. Okay, let's hop on to our next point, and let me see where I'm going with y'all. And I think that we have idioms, but let me just double check before we go on to something that's not correct. Yes, we're going on to some idioms. So thank you for your patience, folks. Let's see where we're going. Okay. So maybe I should scoot a little bit so she doesn't sock me in the head here. All right, so here we have some idioms. We'll do this like we always do. If you want to use these in a sentence, you're more than welcome to do so. So first one, it's the thought that counts. So all of these are about giving. For those of you who've never participated in one of my live streams before, all of these phrasal verbs, idioms, vocabulary, everything is about the topic giving. So one, like I said, number 2, a token of appreciation. 3, bursting at the seams. 4, put your money where your mouth is. A, support your words with actions and or donations. B, a small gift to show gratitude. C, so full of gifts or emotions, it can't be contained. So contains is a good word. It can't be kept in. And then D, the intention behind a gift matters more than the gift itself. So let's see what you have to say here. Alicia's saying 1 is D, okay, and that's probably correct. I'll just double check before I say yes to things that I don't know. 1, exactly. 1 is D. It's the thought that counts. The intention behind the gift matters more than the gift itself. So if somebody gives you a gift and you're kind of like, well, you know, it's more the thought that counts rather than the actual gift. That's the nice way of seeing someone giving you a present. What about number 2? A token of appreciation. A token of appreciation. What do we have for number 2? So everybody who said 1, D, you are correct. And number 2, sorry. A token of appreciation. What can you tell me? So Philippi is saying 2 is B. I was probably looking at Vance before I just sit here silly. You're right. Number 2, Lorena as well. Number 2 is B, a token of appreciation. So B, a small gift or to show gratitude. And a token can be several things. So like a token can be something you put in a shopping cart so that you can get the shopping cart out and move it around. We have that a lot in Europe. And a token of appreciation would be a small gift, like maybe some chocolates or a little bouquet of flowers, something maybe that you hand-picked or something like that. So number 1 was D, number 2 is B, and number 3, bursting at the seams. And I'm curious if anybody knows what the word seams means. So maybe you can tell me that so that you have a nice little extra vocabulary challenge. To be bursting at the seams, what do you think that is? What can you tell me? To be bursting at the seams. 3C, and I will look again. And Philippi, my dear, you are correct. Any ideas what seams means bursting at the seams, so full of gifts. So and I don't know why I wrote that. So full of gifts. It's really more full of emotions that can't be contained. Like if you think of a child on Christmas Eve, they're bursting at the seams. They're about to explode, or a child right before their birthday. It's a fun thing to be bursting at the seams. It's a positive thing. It means that you're so excited you feel like you're going to explode. And seams happens to be, and I'm trying to see, I'm wearing a sweater today, so it's not so practical, but seams is when you have two pieces of fabric, and they're sewn together. So this is the seam. This is the seam on the sweater, not the weave, but when two pieces of fabric come together and they are sewn, this is a seam. And if your clothes are too tight, they could burst at the seam. In this case, we burst at the seam when we're very excited. Maybe seems like a cooker under pressure. Yeah, kind of, but seams is more when you're talking about this line that has been sewn together. I'm trying to see what I have, if I have anything else. Well, I can't really easily. So anyway, two pieces of fabric put together, that is the seam. All right, so then we have last but not least, put your money where your mouth is. And so I think that that's going to be A, to support your words with actions or donations. So you put your money where your mouth is, meaning like you do the things you're saying. Yeah, it has to do with sewing. Exactly, Alessio. Sewing, we sew a seam when we make clothing so that it all folds together. Hello, Alex. Welcome on board. Hello, hello. And yeah, to put your money where your mouth is, you show support. When you say that you are interested in helping the elderly, then you donate to them. And it's all, or you also give your time. Hey, Yuki, no worries. Better late than ever. Welcome. So yeah, so these are our idioms. Yuki and Alex, I will definitely post these on Instagram. So if you want to review them later, you're more than welcome to do that. To be a man of your word, exactly. Yeah, that's a really great way of expressing that. Thank you, Philippe, madame. Exactly. To be a man of your word is to put your money where your mouth is. So you talk a lot, then you do the things that you say that you're going to do. All right. So let me see. I've popped out of our lesson again. Moving on, I have some vocabulary. I have a lot of kind of stuff going on today for us to do. I actually planned so much for this lesson that I have content for next year as well. But yeah, so that's a good thing, I guess. So let's hop on to number 3, to some vocabulary, and let's see what we've got. So vocabulary. We have gesture, and this G is a real J sound, gesture. Gratitude, exchange and generation. Oh, sorry, generosity, pardon. So A, the feeling of being thankful. B, the movement or action that shows a feeling or intention. C, the act of owning something and receiving something in return. So it goes back and forth. D, the willingness to give or share with others. So which do you think works best with gesture, with number 1? Which one works best with gesture? And maybe you could tell me what a gesture could be if you would like to practice it a little bit more. I'm going to take a little sip of my ginger tea, and yeah. So number 1A, I think that's what I had here. Oh, no, there's one that's a little bit better than that. So gesture. Definitely B. Okay, Alessio, yeah, you were definitely right. Exactly, 1B, exactly. No stress. So gesture, number B, letter B. A movement or action that shows a feeling or intention. So a nice gesture would be to write someone a thank you note. When you do something, and also we have on our face, we do different gestures, kind of a different meaning in a way, because we make little, or these kinds of things. So yeah, that was really lame. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, so B, gesture. is a movement or action that shows a feeling or intention. A good gesture is to give to charity. Exactly, Alessio. Thank you for using it in a vocabulary word. Very well said. Number 2, so gratitude. What works best with gratitude? And I think I know already the answer on that one. So what works best with gratitude? We've had gratitude a lot. If you come to my lessons, we talk about gratitude probably every other time. So A, exactly. The feeling of being thankful, which is a great thing today. Today is Thanksgiving in the United States, and it's a day where we try to be grateful. We try to stop and thank our family for being in our lives. Be grateful that we have food, a house, clothing, a free country. So it's a nice tradition in the United States or celebration. In words, I use gesture. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, my dear. I am grateful to Jenn for teaching us English every week. Thank you. I'm grateful to have you here every week. All of you that come here every week, thank you very much. I'm grateful for that. Definitely. Maybe we'll end our lesson today with like sharing something we're grateful for in our lives. So yes, 2 is A, exactly. Number 3, exchange. What can you tell me about exchange? Which one works best with exchange? And I never like playing a guessing game, so I'm going to take a look. Yeah, which one works best with exchange? What can you tell me? And I can come back into here because that ribbon is not poking me in my head anymore. So number 3, C, the act of giving something and receiving something in return. Exactly. Hey, Renette, welcome on board. So yeah, we exchange gifts on holidays. I get you a gift, they get me a gift, and we exchange gifts. So absolutely, when you give something to someone, they give you something in return. That is exchange. Hey, Mohammed, welcome on board. You are correct. Number 3 is C. I always find it interesting when one talks about the evolution of humans and civilization, how there used to be an exchange economy where maybe I give you a cow and you give me some hay. I find that really interesting how that can work when you exchange goods. You can also do a language exchange where one person learns, let's say if Yuki did a language exchange with Alessio, then Yuki would teach Alessio Japanese and Alessio would teach Yuki Italian. That could be also an exchange. You can also have exchange students where you go abroad and maybe somebody from your school also goes to the other school. And last but not least, generosity, a wonderful thing to have. And that is, of course, D. So the willingness to give and share with others. So if you have a generous heart, then you give, give, give. And yeah, you have to be careful because some people don't respect generous hearts and can take advantage of you. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, let's hop on to our poll. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on. I should probably tell all of you right now, we will have to go to a funeral next week, so I will not be able to do our live on Wednesdays again. It will be on Thursdays the same time again. I will give you lots of warning and whatever, but just so that you've heard this now. I'm sorry about moving it around, but it's just been 2 times where it's a little difficult. It was difficult to arrange. Yesterday we were traveling, and next week we will be away. This month is crazy. We are on the road a lot. So yeah, but I think this will be good. I think then we're good for a while and I won't have to move things around. So our poll, what type of causes are you most likely to support? Which of these causes? What can you tell me? Do you feel like education is the most important, healthcare, environment, social justice, or other? What can you tell me? So, Kateria, you are saying C, or Sagar. Is Sagar your name? I think Sagar might be your name. I'm sorry. Please let me know. I don't mean to be not saying your name correctly. Pardon. Thank you to Yuki for teaching me Japanese, right? She's so generous. So C, the environment is the most important to Sagar, I think. So for me, if I had money, which of these would I like to donate to? I think education. I think that, like, for me, like giving kids a head start. Like if there are people who can't afford to send their kids to music classes or dance classes or something like that, then I would love to be able to support that, to be able to support young people following their dreams, because it feels like sometimes kids that do have money, they can follow their dreams, but those who don't can't. So yeah, if I had money, I think I would support kids that showed a talent and didn't have the money to be able to support that talent. So Yuki, you thanked Alessio for teaching you Italian. For me, education is the future. Yeah, for me too. I feel like education is the most important one on this. Definitely. It feels like, yeah. Excuse me. My Peter made me some ginger tea before he left for work, so I'm so love my ginger tea when I don't feel well. Actually, I love it all the time. Ginger tea is the best. What do you do when you're sick? What are some things that you do? A and C for Mohammed. Okay. Education and environment. So for Sagar and for Mohammed, you both have said environment. Can you be more specific? What about the environment would you like to support? Would that be like reforestation, where you add some trees in Brazil? Or would that be something more local? Or yeah, tell me how you would like to support this topic. Yuki, for you, education as well. Okay. So I will look and take a look where we're going here, while anybody else would like, yes, ginger and lemon, both hot and cold. Yeah, I'm enjoying my lukewarm tea right now. I'll write it in the comments. It's a nice word. When something is neither hot or nor cold, it's called lukewarm. LUKEWARM. So it's lukewarm. It's a little bit warm, a little bit cool. It's something in between. And we often use this to describe water or liquids. But you can also have sort of lukewarm feelings towards something where you're not really for it and you're not really against it. Take care of yourself. You've got a lot. I've got a flu. Yes, I think the lady who sat next to me on the airplane had it. Like tap water. Yeah, so you can say this, it's more about the temperature of something. So the temperature of maybe of liquid, or your feelings when you're not really, like, you don't really know. I have lukewarm feelings towards that. I want to support someone's willingness to study. Yeah, you mentioned that the other day too. Good health and pure air is the way to get better again. I think what I'm going to do after this live stream is to crawl back in bed. I took a nice hour-and-a-half nap before our lesson, and I think I'm just going to pull the blanket over my head and hope that time is going to heal me. All right, so let's see. Let's move on to our next point, and let's see, where are we headed? Okay, so I have a nice little banner for you. I'm curious to hear what you think about this. And let's see. So, do you prefer giving or receiving gifts, and why? And maybe there's a combination, and maybe you can tell me about this a little bit. Do you prefer giving or receiving gifts, and why? What can you tell me? What do you like? I'm sorry, I'm so, I don't mean to be. For me, I'm really bad at receiving gifts. Like, I always want to know. I always unwrap my presents before Christmas. And notice that I used the present simple. So everybody hides gifts from me. Can you say lukewarm environment? It's a lukewarm environment. Yeah, meaning that it's neither good nor bad. Yeah, so it's something in between. I have lukewarm feelings. It's a lukewarm environment. They're neither nice nor mean. I prefer giving because it makes me feel happy. I will answer I prefer giving. I want to sound altruistic. I love it. That's funny. Yeah. So yeah, me too. I love giving. No, I really do love giving. It is fun to really think about what you can give to people. My daughter is the best person for giving presents. She knows exactly what you need and that you didn't know you needed. She's such a good gift giver. Anybody else want to share their preference to giving or receiving? Otherwise, we will continue on with our next point. We have a nice full lesson today, so I have a lot of stuff to share with you. You can continue on answering if you like. I'm going to move on to our next slide. Let's see. Oop. And we are here. And I think I missed someone's comment. Let's see. The best teacher. Oh, you're sweet. So let's see. We have some conversation questions. So let's hop here to number 1. What's the best present you have ever received? Okay, or let's say a good present. For me, I always have problems with these superlatives. These are the best, the worst, the ugliest, I never think of like that one, but maybe you can tell me about a present that you received that meant a lot to you. Maybe you can tell me that. But seriously, the mission to find a precious gift for someone is fun. It totally is. If you have the right attitude, I agree. I get so excited. Every year I give my stepdaughter and her mom Christmas ornaments, and one Christmas ornament. And it has to do with how their year, something that happened in their year. So like, this year, they're not going to watch, so it's okay. This year, my partner's ex-wife, she's building a home. So I found the coolest color palette Christmas ornament. So glass, hand blown, lots of colors. You know, when you go and you want to paint your house and you find the different colors, that you can paint things. So this is a glass ornament that has all of these different colors and really pretty colors. And then the one for my stepdaughter, she is getting a bear because she went to Cornell and their mascot is a bear. So it's a glass ornament that's a bear. So every year I try to think, okay, what could work for them? What could work for them to be a nice gift? And it's fun. It's so much fun to try to find these things and find the nicest one to make the relationship stronger. It makes me happy. It makes me happy to give gifts, I guess is what you want to say. So best gifts you've ever received. What can you tell me? Anyone want to share? Woohoo, your gift is very thoughtful. It's fun. I love doing it. I need to figure out what I'm going to get Peter. I had an idea the other day, but I forgot. So it will probably come to me at Easter. So I don't know, but I need to find something for him. Oh, no, I know. So he started climbing this year, like, mountain climbing, hooking himself and pulling himself up. So I need to find a Christmas ornament that relates to that because it was a really big accomplishment for him. I think most people like both receiving and giving gifts. I think you're right too, Mohammed. Yes, and you put the S right there. Yes, exactly. So any other gifts that anyone want to share, a gift that has meant a lot to you that you received? So Philippi, Madame, you can say, a book, but you mean a diamond ring. So yeah, I don't know. What has meant the most to you? Maybe you got something, maybe it was something that you received from your mom that was something that meant something to her, or a parent, a relative. Maybe it was a book, something that meant something. I guess it might be a picture of my family that my partner gave me. Nice. Okay, very nice. So he surprised you with a photo of all of them. That's super sweet. That's very thoughtful. We'll move on to number 2. If anybody else wants to share a nice gift that they received, you're more than welcome to do so. Let's take a look at number 2. Have you ever participated, so tiny, I need to make those bigger. Have you ever participated in a secret Santa, and how did you do it? No, diamonds are not my best friend. I can't pick everything. Everything makes me smile. Oh, Yuki, you're so sweet. Okay, so one of the best gifts that I got was Yuki made me these handmade, and I don't remember the name. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to post it this week, Yuki. I have a really pretty video I've been saving, so I'm going to post it somehow and include it in some content. But she made me an edible little sort of candy type of thing, a Japanese candy with a beautiful rose flower, that with like 7 other individually handmade things. It was very sweet that she did that. Time is the most expensive. Time is the best gift. Yeah. And you can do that all year round. That's true. I like that. We've got some cool people here today. So have you ever participated in a Secret Santa, and how did it go? So a Secret Santa is where you have, let's say, my tissue box is empty. Okay. And everybody puts their name inside the tissue box, and you draw one name. And that is the person that you buy a gift for. Okay. Usually you have a budget. It can be a crazy Secret Santa, where you say you have to give weird things and funny things. I love Secret Santa Christmas. Me too. I think it's so much fun. I get really creative there. And then, or you say, okay, maximum 20 euros, 10 euros, and it's something that's nice. And it's a nice way of giving gifts to everyone, like in your company, without having to buy something for everyone. Everyone is kind of taken care of in a way. Hello, Hitoko, darling. When I had a cold last week, you sent me a power, and I got I got over it. So I will send you a Power Ranger. Thank you. Yay, your healing energy. I appreciate it, dear. A scarf turtle from my turtle before her death. No, your turtle had a scarf. Oh, that's so sweet. So has anyone ever participated in a Secret Santa? Philippi Madame has that in her culture. Do you have that in yours? Like with office people, with friends, where you get together and you just participate in a small group, and then you don't have to buy a present for every single person. Hello, Tony, welcome. Greetings to you in Nicaragua. I'm listening to you while I'm working. Well, I hope you have a lovely day working, and welcome on board. Are you new, Tony? I'm not sure. I always win the challenge in my family. I will burst every seam to find the best gift within the budget. Yeah, me too. Game on. Like last year, we did this with my partner's family. And so I had this so outside of Barcelona, there's an area called Sitges, and they have these little porcelain figures with people pooping. Okay, I don't know. And one of my students a million years ago gave me one of Donald Trump pooping. And so my family here is pretty liberal. They do not like Donald Trump. And so I thought, that's good. I can give that. That's really cool. But to make it so it wasn't such a bad gift, in the States, let me see if I can find a picture. We have a candy called Hershey's chocolate, and they're kind of shaped like the emoji poop. Let me find Hershey's chocolates. And so I put those Hershey chocolates around Donald Trump pooping. Yeah, so that was my gift. So at least you got chocolate out of it, and we all had a big laugh. Let me see, Hershey Kisses. They look like this. Hold on, let me find images. Yeah, so they kind of look like the can you see that? Well, let me go a little closer. And so there's little silver things there like so. That kind of looks like an emoji poop, right? And they're tiny. They're like this big. You've never participated in this kind of gift giving. Okay, no worries. It's a fun thing. It's a fun tradition. So that's what I did last year. Number 3, if money were no object, okay, what gift would you buy for someone you love? All right, you have all the money in the world. and you can buy someone you love the gift that you really want them to have, the gift of their dreams, what would you get them? When I joined EWA, the first thing I did was follow you on Instagram. Oh, thank you very much. You're my favorite teacher on social media. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Then please tell me, is your name Sagar or is it Kataraya? I would like to get your name correct, please. Thank you for your kind words. It's really nice. It's very giving and kind of you. So what can you tell me if money were no object? And this is a thing that we say, if money were no object, if time were no object. These are ways of saying that you have all of the money, you have tons of money, you have tons of time. This is a nice way of phrasing a hypothetical situation, a situation that is not really real. So if money were no object, what gift would you buy for someone you love? So for me, if money were no object, I would get Peter the best record player and I would get him the best speakers because I feel like he really should have a record player. I do something kind of strange where we do not have a record player, but every year I buy him records that I know he loves. One time when we were in New York, we made a list of like the top 50 albums that he wished he had, that if he had a record player, he would have. And so I'm just going through that list and I'm buying records for him. And every year he gets so excited. And so I know he would love to have a really good record player. I think for us, when we do our little cocktail hour in the evenings during winter and it's cold, then, get a cocktail, put on, let's play a song that matches your mood, or matches my mood. I know we would love it. So that would be what I would get him. As far as I know, this week for Americans is the most important one in the season. For us in Nicaragua, the last 2 weeks of the year is where we prefer to spend time with our loved ones. Yes, we spend time a lot during Christmas as well, which falls the last 2 weeks. But today is a really great holiday because it's not about buying presents. It's about eating. I mean, who doesn't like to eat, right? And spending time with your family and reflecting on how good things are or what the good things that are in your life, let's say. A long trip, Alessio says. And who would you give that long trip to? I will give my partner a music studio. He sings cool, nice. But here's the thing with a record player. So every year I buy him these records. I probably have bought him like 10 records. And he squeals like a little kid when he opens these. But he refuses to buy one himself. I have no money. He has money. So this is what I have said. I've said for my birthday, I want a record player because I want him to have a record player. So I'm using reverse psychology on him because I really want him to have a record player. I know he will love it and I know he will appreciate it. So yeah, I've gotten clever there. And so I keep saying to him, oh, I can't wait till July when I get my record player. So I will get him a record player one way or another. So tickets to Norway and Slovenia to watch the big ski jump tournament. Very cool, Yuki. Auntie, not turtle. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was thought a turtle with a scarf. Okay. A great trip around the world for my entire family. Lorena, I know you like to travel a lot. Love can't buy, God gives. Yes, you can't buy love, that's true, but you can make people a little bit happier. I think sometimes can't buy the love. That's definitely true. All right, let's boogie on to our next one. Let me find where we're headed first before I start us off on a different tangent. If anybody would like to share anything else that they would love to buy for their partner, if money were no object, then you are more than welcome to do that. Let's see where we're headed. Okay, we've got a story now. So let's head to our story and then I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm so sorry. It's really disgusting. For those of you who come from cultures where that's absolutely repulsive, I really apologize. So, okay, what's the story? Okay, we've got a lady, right? You can tell me about the lady. You can talk to me about the scene here. You can tell me anything you like. There is no right or wrong. What is happening in this situation? It's like we walk by, take a picture, and walk on. What is going on? What can you tell me? This is a moment for you to be creative. Use the language in whichever way that you like. Sorry. And I'm going to dab my nose because it's kind of dripping. Okay, let's see what you have to say. You can talk about the person in our situation here. You can talk about anything that you like. No right or wrong. I kind of have my suspicions, but you know, it's always interesting to see what you come up with. It's always different. I love it. So I'm curious to see what you have to say. Excuse me, I am so yeah, nobody's writing, or maybe it's taking some time to write, and I don't want to say too terribly much. Yes, she didn't get the gift she wanted to have. Yeah, what do you think that she wanted to have, Tony? Tell me what you think. This lady is bursting into tears. Good use of words. To burst into tears, they just they come out of you like this, and it's tears of joy. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I just combined, I think, yours with someone else. Because no one in her family likes her gifts. All right. She is crying because she received a lot of gifts, but she has no one, she has no one to return. So she got, or did she give gifts and she didn't receive gifts? Is that it? Because otherwise, she is crying because she received a lot of gifts, but she has no one to return. Or she didn't buy any gifts to return to people, and now she's embarrassed. I'm not quite sure where you're going, Lorena. Help me out, please. She had a surprise party, and it's tears of joy. So we have 2 for joy, 1 for sadness. Hey, Gerald, welcome. Welcome on board. What's going on in our story? What do you think? I think extended life for people that I love. That's the gift that you would like to give if money were no object. That's nice. That's very deep. I like that. She did not buy anything. Okay, so everyone gave her presents and she didn't buy anything in return and she's embarrassed about it. Got you. That's a horrible situation. That's so bad, right? Not to have anything and people give you gifts. But it's, yeah, it shouldn't be, right? It's the thought that counts, and maybe people didn't expect it, but that certainly can happen in some situations. Anybody else want to share anything about our story? Otherwise, we will continue on to some vocabulary. She has not enough money for Christmas. Okay, so she wanted to buy something, but she didn't have enough money for Christmas, and she feels bad about it. Okay, I hear you. All right. So I'm going to continue to our next one. If people are writing something longer, don't feel pressure. I'll read what you have to say because you know I'm very curious to hear what you have to say. So continue writing, continue doing what you want. We will move on to our next slide. And we are checking out where are we headed to? I think I might have, oh no, that's yesterday, or yes, 2 days ago. Let's see, where am I going? That's 2025. Let's see. We did that. We have our story. And now we'll talk about, okay, I'm curious to see how this, because this kind of goes in the same direction as this right here, potentially. She was late and missed the party. When she arrived, the party was over and she got nothing. She was sad because the gift was not what she expected. All right, so she didn't get the gift she had expected. Perfect. Well, not perfect for her, but all right, so let's hide this and let me pop onto this and let's see. How does giving affect relationships between people? I think this is a really important question, or like how does it affect people? Because we've seen this right now. When you give a gift and someone doesn't give you one, it can affect you. Or if you give a much better gift or someone else gives a much better gift, it can affect a relationship, or just giving in general. Sometimes we have unbalanced relationships where one person gives way more than the other one. So let's talk about some of these situations. You can give me an example. You can tell me other situations that you can think of. Maybe you've been in this situation. You can tell me about that. But how does giving affect relationships between people? When I first met my partner, I would not let him give me like nice things. He'd be like, "Oh, let's go into this store, or let's go into that store," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to go into that store because I know myself. Of course, I want something from that store, but I didn't want to like him for the things that he could give me. I wanted to like him for him." So I think it was a test on his part. I think he was testing me. He says he wasn't, but I think that's not true. But I really like, I'm very, for me, I don't want to I don't want to like someone because of the things they could give me. I want to like someone for the person. And I knew there was a danger of that, if to fall into that trap. And nowadays, he never wants to go into any of those shops now that I really like him for him. So yeah, anyway. That is what it is. How does giving affect a relationship? What can you tell me? I guess some of you are writing right now. I'm going to drink a little tea and I'm going to, yeah, let me do the nose first. I think that's better. It's going to go in the tea. It's really gross. Okay. Sorry. So, what can you tell me? Any experiences that you've had where you've given something and then it got awkward? Awkward is a great vocab word that I never can spell. So awkward, A-K-W-A-R-D, I think. No, awkward. A-W-K. I am the worst speller. Yes, there we go. So A-W-K-W-A-R-D, awkward. So when something is awkward, it's strange, it's complicated. It's not really, yeah. Thank you, Tony. Awkward, awkward. Thank you very much, Gerald, for popping in. You know, that's my bad situation here that I cannot spell to save my life, because she is alone and she's feeling sad. Okay, that was the part with the lady. Anybody else have anything that they would like to share with how relationships can, how giving can affect relationships between people? Otherwise, we will definitely continue on. It's not comfortable when something is awkward. Exactly. You feel, maybe your face gets red. You feel strange inside. A lot of times, thank you, Yuki, for writing the word as well. Awkward. Here, you know what? I'm going to post Gerald's real quick so that everybody can have it for those of you who might be watching the replay here. Yeah, usually things that are awkward are the things that we think about when we can't sleep at night. You know, they're thinking like, oh, why did I say that? Why did I do that? And we can have that sometimes when it happens when we talk about giving. So let's see. Then we're going to continue on to some phrasal verbs. And here we go. Reliance. Right. You become reliant on someone to receive those kinds of gifts. Maybe you've become reliant where you feel that you have to do that for someone. Definitely. That's going to be a definite issue. People should not give expecting something back. Exactly. You give to give and not to expect to get something back. We have to make sure that the person on the other hand has the same feelings, right? And the same budget. You know, sometimes when people have a lot of money and you receive something from them, you're like, I could never return this. And you know, I can never afford that. Yeah. So sometimes it's also that situation where, you know, it can create an imbalance in relationships. It doesn't have to, but it certainly can. Let's pull up some phrasals and check that out. Let me move Gerald's comment. Thank you very much, Gerald, for writing that. You're a peach. Thank you. Here are some phrasal verbs. Let me go back to, how do I get rid of that? I used to know how to do that. And now I don't. I don't know. We might have awkward there the entire time, which is slightly awkward. But yeah, let me see. I think I have to go back to the comments and find Gerald's. There we go. All right. So, and let me get rid of our banner. So we do not have, there's a slight awkward moment, but it's not going to be a long-term thing. Here are our phrasal verbs, okay? We have reach out. We have look after. We have pay back and give in. So our definitions: to return a favor or act of kindness, B, to yield, or be persuaded to do something kind. So yield, like to give in. Oh, shoot. I just gave it away. Oh, yeah, that's great. Anyway, you didn't hear that. C, to offer help or support. D, to care for someone or something. So what works best with reach out? We often talk about this with giving. We reach out. We have to, so I don't have the sensation of all my friends don't have money like me. Yeah, I'm the one with no money, so it's always a little slightly awkward. Yeah. Giving presents is not for anyone, but for giving presents is not for anyone, but for myself. Yeah, okay. So you do it because it feels right for you. And Alessio is hopping in with one is C. Thank you very much. Keeping the ball rolling. One is C, and you are correct. One, reach out. C, to offer help or to support someone. What do we got for number 2? To look after. And I'm going to cheat because I'm always lost on these things. I have this brain that in these sort of situations, like everything starts to look correct. So I have to write it down so that I don't mix it up. Tony's going with 2 is D, and I just looked and didn't forgot. Okay, so to look after, D. Number 2 is D. To care for someone or something. So giving time. You might give time to your parents or a child or someone like that to look after someone. And 3, Philippi Madame, oh, you meant 2 was D. Okay. When I select a gift, I am happy when I give it. Okay. I'm happy to see that. You're happy to see how the person reacts. I hear you. So number 1, we had C. Number 2 is D. Hey, Soledad, dear. Welcome on board. I didn't know you were here. What do we have for number 3? What can you tell me about number 3? To pay back. Payback, actually. Look after, I think, is a synonym for take care. Yes, to take care of someone. I can also say, hey, take care, meaning like, be good to yourself, that kind of thing. So number 3, A, to pay back, to return a favor or act of kindness. You pay back. Exactly. And last but not least, to give in, I think is D, to yield. I gave that one away. To yield or be persuaded to do something kind. So it's not really good to give in. If you give in, it's like, you do something not from your heart, but more because you feel like you have to. Like when my kids were little and they would mom me all the time, like, Mom, can I have this? Can I have that? Can I have this? Can I have that? And very rarely did I give in, but sometimes I gave in. Never felt right, never was right. It's good to stick to what you have to say as a parent, but sometimes as parents, we give our kids things because we give in. We can't hear it anymore. What does yield mean? So yield, if you think about it, in traffic, we have the triangular sign, the yield sign. So it means to stop if you need to. You stop for something. So yes, so those are our phrasal verbs, and let's see where we're headed to next. I have another banner for you. Let's take a look and see. Hide that one and add this. For those of you who don't already follow my account and you've been here this whole time, you can find me here on YouTube at English with Jen 123. I would love to have you on board. Yeah, it'd be nice to have you here. So next one. Have you ever had to look after someone who was sick or injured? What was that experience like? So this is the gift of time, right? The gift of care, perhaps. So yeah, what can you tell me? Have you ever had to look after someone that was sick? And what was that experience like? Yield has another meaning in engineering. What does it mean? Maybe I'm screwing it up. I don't know. So have you ever had the opportunity? Yuki, I think you can add some things. Probably Hitoko too, I'm not sure. Yeah. And that works well with our phrasal verbs: to look after someone, Yes, to reach out to someone to find out how they're doing. When we don't know how someone's doing, we can reach out to them and check in on them and see if they're doing okay. Has anyone ever had this experience? What can you tell me? I think I'm going to do a little round of no's, sorry, and maybe some more tea while you are answering. Yes, for all my family, my daughters, husband, nieces, nephews, and mother. Wow, Lorena. Yes, my mother is Sikh, and I was the only one looking after. Oh, sick. Typo. Your mother was sick, and you were the only one looking after her. Yield has several meanings, I think. It does. It has a lot of different meanings, exactly. Yield can also be from when you, in farming, what you are able to harvest, that can be your yield. But when you yield for someone, that it kind of like you kind of give in this case. Yes. So anybody else want to share anything? Otherwise, I will continue on to our next question or some idioms. We have idioms and we have acts of kindness, and then I'm going to bed. Gonna go pop back into bed. Let's see. Let's check out some idioms. And so yield in engineering is when a material has reached its maximum capacity and is then not able to get its original shape. Okay. Okay, so totally different meaning. I didn't know that meaning. Thank you for sharing that, Tony. Let's get rid of this. And oh, yeah, that's how we're going to end today. Let me pull up our next slide. We have here some idioms, some more idioms. And I will post all of these on the Instagram account. I've not really figured out how to do post so well here on YouTube. I'm not really sure. I've done it once, but maybe I should start doing it again. Number one, go the extra mile. Number two, a drop in the bucket. Number three, give with no strings attached. And I will not explain it because I will end up telling you what the answer is. Number four, spread the wealth. And a little difficult for me to read. I don't know about y'all. But A, to share resources or good fortune. B, to make an extra effort to help. C, a small act in the face of a larger need. D, to offer without expecting anything in return. So what works best with number one, to go the extra mile? What can you tell me? Made me feel I'm not sure what that, there's a typo. Okay. I don't like to go the extra mile. My personal life is more important than a job. Okay. But you can go the extra mile in your personal life. So you can use this for private and for personal. Thank you for bringing that up, because you can totally go the extra mile as a husband or a wife or a partner or as a mom. You can go the extra mile in many different sorts of capacities. 1B, I always go the extra mile at work. Yeah, me too. Alessia, we share this. Number 1B, number Yuki saying made a feeling I was sharing my time. Okay. My mind disturbed. I don't know what that means. So for those of you who said 1 is B, you are correct. To go the extra mile is to make an extra effort to help. What do we have for number 2? A drop in the bucket. What is a drop in the bucket? And I'm curious if you know these idioms, because these are all used very frequently in English. So I'm curious. So number 1 is B, exactly, Soledad. Number 1 is B. What do we have for number 2? You go the extra mile to help us improve English. With pleasure and with joy, though. Okay, it's absolutely my pleasure. And you go the extra mile to try to make it to my lessons. And I see that. I recognize that. So thank you, Hitoko. So number 2, C. So, and you are correct. I have to look. Number 2, C, a drop in the bucket, is a small act in the face of a large need. And often, like if you donate money to a specific cause and you don't donate a lot, then you can say it's a drop in the bucket. And there's kind of often sort of a negative feeling, like it's just a drop in the bucket. But I think if everybody contributes a drop into the bucket, then actually the bucket has a chance to get full. So I think that our drops in the bucket matter. I think it's important. Number 3, to give with no strings attached. What can you tell me for number 3? What can you say? So we've had number 1 was B, number 2 is C, and what have we got for number 3? What can you tell me? I go the extra mile with my kids. I will go in full Frozen costume to the movies with my kids. Oh, fun, Philippe, Madame. That's so fun. I want to see pictures. That's so sweet. I love that. And I love that y'all are using this idiom in sentences. It's very cool. 3D, everybody's saying D. Let's go with D. To give with no strings attached is, to offer without expecting anything in return. So you give with no strings attached, and the string would be like something that you have where you can sew with it, maybe a piece of yarn. So it's like it's attached to it. Like I'm going to be able to get it back. So no strings attached. 3D because 4 is A. Yes. All right. And last but not least, number 4, spread the wealth. So that is, so A, to share resources of good fortune. Exactly, spread the wealth. If you have money, today in my quiz, I talked about how Andrew Carnegie felt that if you die with money, you're a poor person. He chose to spread the wealth and helped to install 2,500 different libraries. For him, holding on to his wealth for just himself felt unhonorable. And so he chose to spread his wealth, to give, so that others who don't have it. I thought this expression was only used in relationships. Which one? A? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Philippe, Madame, which one you mean. In fact, there is a song called like that by NSYNC. Was it to go the extra mile, spread the wealth, give with no strings attached, or drop in the bucket? Which one? I'm not a big NSYNC fan, sorry. I've just outed myself. Now you know the truth. To donate. Okay, let me see what you wanted to say, Yuki. Hold on one second. I'm not sure what it was. I don't know this one. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I don't know. I'm a little lost. It's okay. We're moving on. And last but not least, I have some questions for us. Well, it's last before our last, the one before the last. Here we go. So we have our lady here who's helping a cat. And number 1, what is the kindest thing someone has ever done for you? Now, again, with these superlatives, the kindest thing, for me, that's always very difficult to think of. Maybe you can think of a kind thing someone has done for you recently that you can share with us. What is something? No strings. Thank you. Okay. I have to listen to it, Tony. What's the kindest thing someone has ever done for you? I would play it now, but I don't know if YouTube is going to put me in YouTube jail. I was thinking of the answer with no strings attached. Okay. So something that somebody's done for you that's kind. I experience a lot of kindness. All of you are super kind to me. So I'm very grateful for that. We have such a nice community. So I am always, people say, what do you do? And I'm like, well, and then it's like ... And then I'm always like, I love my community. All of you are so sweet and check in on me and are very kind and share things. And show up to my lessons. So I am very grateful that all of you are super kind to me. That's my kindness, let's say. Do you have anything that you would like to share? We can also we'll just move down to 1, 2, and 3. You can answer kind of whatever you like. Whichever question, all of them, none of them, whatever of them. Number 2, do you ever perform random acts of kindness? If so, what? And maybe you can tell me what a random act of kindness actually is. That's something that kind of Oprah made popular, I would say, in the 90s at some point. So maybe you can tell me about that. And number 3, what's the nicest random act of kindness someone has done for you? So what do you like to do? What has someone done for you? And what is something kind that somebody has done in general for you? Something that maybe from someone you know. What can you tell me? I'm sorry. What can you tell me? So it's very quiet now. I don't have any big money to leave, but I'm happy to spread my wealth. When I die, at least I can leave happiness to someone. Yes, exactly. And I try to spread kindness, I think, every day by offering lessons. So I hope that yeah, that counts as well. Yeah. What else do people have to say? I don't want to take away something from someone. I've asked you what a random act of kindness is, but I'll kind of explain it a little bit. Maybe that will help to inspire people to write something. One day someone paid my bus ticket because I lost my wallet. That's so cool. That's so nice, right? Not that you lost your wallet, sorry about that, but at least the act of a stranger helps you get home, maybe, or to work or so. Yeah, that's a great random act of kindness. So Tony has given us the perfect example. Someone he didn't know did something nice for him just because it felt like it was the right thing to do. And these are wonderful things that we can do. Other examples of that could be that you pay the bill of someone in a restaurant, or you buy a coffee for the person behind you. These are typical ones. Or if you see that someone is parked at a meter, nowadays everything's electronic, but the old ones where you put coins in and you could see that somebody, if you saw that somebody had was about to expire on the meter, then you could put in some coins so they wouldn't get a ticket. That would be a good random act of kindness. Yeah, so those are things that you can do. What's the nicest thing anyone's done? I'm sorry. One random act of kindness for me will be to welcome me with a smile in shops and airports, right? We can smile. A random act of, yes, smiling, being friendly to people, wishing them a nice day, asking people in where we go to stores and stuff, like, how are you doing? Caring, basically it's just simply caring. So slowly but surely, we're coming to the end of our lesson. This is a short lesson today. I've kind of gone through it a little fast, I think. Actually, what you do by teaching English for free is an act of kindness. Yeah, thank you. And it's an act of kindness that you come and hang out with me too, though, I have to say. If I were here alone, it would be really sad. I would be very sad. So I'm always grateful that all of you come and show up and hang out with me. So let's end our lesson today on a really nice note. Instead of sharing things that we're grateful for, let's do this. What's one small act of kindness that you can do today to make a difference? What is something in your community that you can do to make a difference? Oh, thank you, Philippi, madam. Some friends came to join me for a while when I was running a marathon. Oh, that's nice. So you weren't alone and you were able to see familiar faces cheering you on. That's a nice act of kindness, definitely. And I think my act of kindness today that I can do is stay home, so I don't infect other people out there. So that's what I'm going to do. My act of kindness to all of you is to stay home today and to not go out there and spread my germs to everyone. That's the thing that I can do today. And yeah, that's what I'll do. Anybody else have anything else that they would like to share? That's a small act of kindness that you can do today to make a difference for someone, maybe in your family. Thank you, Alex. You're sweet. So yeah, anything that you can think of. I'm going to take a sip of my tea. I'm nearly at the end of it. We're nearly at the end of our lesson. So I will replenish my cup of tea here and I will go to bed. That's going to be the kind thing to myself and the kind thing to society, to not get out there and cough and sneeze on people. Oh, Philippi, madam, y'all are sweet. Thank you. It should be a kind to stand by elderly people. So, Alessio, do you mean this like that you help elderly people? Or do you mean that, like, if you're on a bus, that you stand up so that someone can sit down in public transport? I'm not quite sure what you mean with that, or both. I don't know. Maybe you can explain that a little bit. And we will slowly but surely say goodbye. I don't know. I think it's taking some time for people to comment today. So I don't want to cut the lesson off and there's still people writing. Just to be kind and polite with people could make a difference in every situation. I so agree. We just never know what's going on with someone. And I always have to remind myself when there's someone who's super grumpy, super kind of, unpleasant, it's usually not about you. It's usually about them, that they have something that's bothering them. And in these situations, I always have to remind myself to still be nice. It's hard, and I don't always succeed. But usually when you run into people on the street or in shops or wherever, you mean helping them. Take care. Thank you, Hitoko. Thank you, sweetie. Then usually it's more about them than it is you. But everybody knows that, I think. All right. So, folks, I appreciate you coming and hanging out with me. We have the shortest lesson that we've had in forever. So, an hour and 10 minutes. So, thank you for hanging out and being part of this lesson. If you know anybody who you think would be nice in our community here, please let them know that we exist here so that our community can grow here as well. I don't think that YouTube, I'm doing pretty well here, I have to say, with watches and stuff like that. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm calculating my watch hours. I need to get to 4,000. I'm at 978. So, but yeah, our community is growing kind of slowly. I see that I only get new followers when I promote it on Instagram. So they're not really promoting me in that sense there. But yeah, slowly but surely. We're going to make it. Have a great day with your loved ones and get better. Thank you. Appreciate that, Tony. Enjoy your day at work. Some old people, maybe to give extra time to my coworkers to help. That would be a generous thing to do. Definitely. So, folks, take care. Have a lovely day. I appreciate you spending an hour and 11 minutes with me. You need to get treatment. Drink hot tea and lemon and ginger. I've got ginger right here. I'm going to go fill it up and hop back into bed. We are having community cleaning on the weekend. It makes our town clean so that people can enjoy taking walks. That's wonderful. That's really nice, Satoko. And I think participating in something like that is wonderful. Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day. All the best to you. And take care. Bye.